What's up, you guys? It's your girl Tay Janelle Shanari, and I am back with another video. It is Vlogmas day 17, and I'm super excited to be bringing you guys this specific video. I have been getting so many messages, you guys, about this specific question, and I am looking forward to answering it for everybody. But if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video or my vibe, you know what I'm saying, and leave me a comment down below, anything that you want to ask or anything that you want to input. Without further ado, let's get this started. Okay, so what is the actual question? Well, around the holidays, everybody is taking pictures or doing something out of the norm, and that is taking more time out to focus on certain features on their face. So the question is, how do I perfect or accentuate my flawless features? Well, Hante, you came to the right place, because I'm gonna answer it just for you, okay? So without beating the horse, I'm going to say this. You definitely have to prep your face. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite products, whether they're high-end or affordable brands. And I think they work. I think the method works. If you haven't heard of this before, sit down, take a seat. Let's bring it in, okay? Okay, so like I said, prep work is everything. So that means your moisturizer. Knowing what skin type you are is very important, because if your skin is very dry, moisturizers can change the game. If your skin is very oily, moisturizers can change the game. Either way, prepping is essential. And also using a primer. This is also essential as well, because how the product lays on top of your skin will of course determine the outcome, the look, how the light hits it and everything like that. So to me, knowing if you are oily, dry, combination of both, or if you're like, hey, I don't know, I feel normal, that is actually a thing. But regardless, if you're dry or oily, you still need to moisturize, and you still need that layer for your base. So to moisturize, I like to use the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, and I also combine this with the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue, and this is more of a gel, but the combination of the two definitely do the trick for me. I feel like my skin type is definitely combination, but more so seasonal, because during the winter months it just gets out of hand. Do you know what I'm saying? And that is the part that I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here, but so I definitely enjoy putting more moisture on my skin. And today I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, but there's also a dupe, and that is the e.l.f. Jelly Primer. They work with the same textures. They have pretty much the same properties. I've heard really good things about e.l.f. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer is definitely the more high-end version, and I think it works just as well, of course, but the e.l.f. one does give you more bang for your buck. I actually have another primer that I love using that's from e.l.f. as well, and it's their Poreless Putty Primer. The Poreless Putty Primer I would suggest on somebody who has like normal skin, and even oily skin, I would say. Now with oily skin, you want a primer that actually, you know, speaks to your oils. It kind of like stops it. So you want to look out for terminology like that. But yeah, I would suggest that one for almost all skin types. Okay, so next you would let your primer sit. So while we're going to let it sit for, it's like literally y'all 30 seconds, a minute. Some people say 3, whatever. The next step that I recommend is, number one, if you are oily, I would recommend that you put a powder, translucent powder, or a powder that is kind of close to your foundation shade, which is your actual skin tone. And so I would definitely use the Beauty Bakery's translucent, or cassava setting powder, I should say. And yeah, this is like a yellow tint, but I say this because for me, I only put it under my eyes to brighten it anyway. So during the summer, I definitely powder all right here on my T-zone, because combination skins typically are very oily on their T-zone, and the outer perimeters are dry. Now again, I feel like I'm seasonal. During the winter time, I don't have a lot of this problem. So yeah, it just depends on when, and you know, you will adjust as you go along and understand your skin a lot more. Again, everything is dependent upon you, but what I do suggest is that you get a foundation that works for you. So I absolutely love, it's 3 of them, and I don't know if I have all of them in front of me. hold on. Okay, I do not have all of them in front of me. And technically, now that I'm like remembering, I have 4. I love the new NARS foundation, and it's a soft matte. Why? Because it's matte. And it's like a true matte, not a drying matte, if you will. And I love this because the finish is perfect. It's soft, just like everything that it says it is, it holds true. And it just makes you look like you did way more than what you actually done. So yeah, props to NARS. Definitely try this if you can, if it's within budget. The next one I would try is the Mented Cosmetics one. Y'all, black owned, come on now. Their formula is top notch. I absolutely love it. It's very simple. It's true to your skin type because they are black women and they do understand undertones a little bit better. But yeah, I love them. I love all of their products. Definitely go check them out. And then also the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. Now, there's a dupe, and it's the NYX Cosmetic Foundation. It almost looks just like this, but both of them are beautiful. I love both of their finishes. If you like a dewy looking face, and yeah, you just want to look flawless all day, they wear test is like to perfection. All 4 of these I would definitely recommend to any and everybody. Now next, and I'm guessing you're wondering, why haven't I put anything on yet? Because there is like a routine that you can choose to do. So the traditional way is to put the foundation on first. For me, if you're going for something a little more snatched, or if you want to perfect what you're doing or accentuate those areas on your face, you have to understand your highlight and your contour. So for me, what I've been doing as of lately for a few months now is I would contour. Contouring is typically like showing the shadows of your face. I'm going to go into my holy grail, Uoma Dual Take Double Stick. Is that it? I always say dual take. It's double take stick, and this is a holy grail, you guys. I love this stick so much because it's so freaking useful, and the pigmentation is there, blending ability is there. But what we're going to do is we are going to contour the outer perimeters of our face. So that will be your forehead, like I said, around your cheekbones, and even within your eyebrows, connecting to your nose, and I'll show you guys that in a second. And then of course you're going to snatch that jawline, anywhere that you want to just accentuate and lift the face, or when the light touches you just want to kind of eliminate that. This is where you would contour. Okay, some may say this is extreme, too much, but like I said, if you really want to get that snatched look, this is the way to go. So there are 2 different brushes that I would recommend, and that is a foundation brush, but my go-to for contouring is actually a flathead foundation brush. So this is, I don't know if this will be traditional, but I see a lot of people use this for foundation, and it's really soft, it's very movable, and I use this because of the blending and how to spread it out. You can also use a brush that is for contouring, so either one is perfectly fine. I would just choose one and just make sure that you're blending it out really well. Okay, so at this point, we're looking a little cray-cray. Am I right? Am I right? Am I there or not? So there are 2 different options that you can go from here. Automatically, you see the shadows are like accentuated. And honestly, this is what you want to be snatched, okay? So just roll with me, you guys. Take a breather. It's okay. If you're looking like this, you're doing good. If you're not looking as blended, keep blending and we will continue on. So next I would do is concealer. So I like to use the Juvia's Place concealer. I swear by this concealer. The only other thing that I think I've used are 2, and that's probably not true, but is the CoverGirl concealer. This is really good and mattifies really quick, you guys. So if you do use this, make sure you go ahead and blend it. And then of course the Black Radiance HD corrector. I believe, who else has something like this? NYX has something like this. Any affordable brand I think has a squeezable one like this version. LA Girl, you know, all of those. But my go-to, like, who I continuously restock on is Juvia's Place concealer. And typically with concealers, you want to accentuate where the light is going to hit. So this is another reason why it's important that you go a shade up than your natural foundation shade. Okay, next, after it has dried down, I go in with my Real Techniques setting brush, and this I consider like a fluffy brush. I absolutely love this because brushes spread the product out without taking up a lot of the product off of your face, and I believe sponges are the ones that kind of like blur the face, so it's like that finishing touch that I love. This I feel like everybody needs in their bag. This is my absolute favorite. All of their products of brushes are really good. This is a product that I absolutely love using after I go ahead and highlight my face, and I just spread it out to where I have contoured, and it just automatically starts to blend and mesh together. Okay guys, so now we're here. Traditionally people would say you're going backwards, but in fact I think we're just enhancing what we already know. So now we can put on our foundation, and I am going to use the NARS foundation for this process. Again, I am using all brushes. You absolutely don't have to. There's actually a challenge out there. Y'all can look it up where you use just a sponge. But again, I think that just takes away a lot of the product. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit on the top here, right in the center. And I'm going to put that right where I did not use anything. Okay, that's the first place I'm going to put it, and it's not that much. I'm just going to make sure they're both even around there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread that all over that area. And then I'm also not putting anything else on the brush. I'm also going to go over everything else, everywhere else that I have contoured, that I've highlighted, in between the contour and highlight. And this is where the blending begins. So everywhere else. Now it's very important that you hurry up after this and go ahead and put some powder underneath your eyes, because typically around here that's where your eyes naturally crease just because you're blinking and you're actually using them. So you want to put the powder right there. I'm going to go in with Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder, and I'm going to use that same exact setting brush, but of course like a different one. I have two of them. And so this is my setting brush. This is for my powders. And I'm going right underneath my eye. Okay. Now I'm going to take a much bigger face brush. Powder brush. Like, this is a powder brush. And I'm going to use that same powder, and I'm going to use it all over my face to set my entire face. Okay, now next step is going to be bronzer, and so this is just going to bring more of that color balance back into where you have highlighted. You absolutely do not need to do this if you feel like this is enough. And I know that you guys are probably looking at my nose like, Tay, you need to blend that a little bit more, but we're going to get into that in a second. I'm going to be using the Ultimate Face Trio, and it's by Dame Boss. And I love this because it has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. I typically do not, highlight is not my favorite, but I use it anyway just for the culture, for the sake of the industry, you know what I'm saying? But I think this deep blush shade is so perfect, especially for my skin tone. The bronzer shade is even perfect for my skin tone, because for me bronzer just adds a little color. It's not contouring like this. Like, this is a little more harsh. Bronzer is just that, it's just bronzing up the skin. And so I'm going to go in with that same dome shade shape brush. I'm going to go into the bronzer. This is actually my first time using this bronzer, but yep, it's doing exactly what I need it to do. And I'm just bronzing the skin up a little more. And so now, without using anything else, I'm just going to continue to use that to blend this out some more. Okay, you guys can see already how like my face looks okay. So yeah, now that we've done that, if you want to take it a step further and you're like, I want my nose to look a little bit more snatched, I want my eyes to be a little bit brighter, you don't have to take it a step above with your concealer. You can do that with powder. So that's what I'm going to do just to demonstrate how this would work. So again, I'm going into my cassava setting powder from Beauty Bakery, and I'm going to apply just a little bit right under my eyes. Okay, and then I'm going to really zone in on my nose, so the outer portion of my nose. So from here, you do not have to do a line down the middle, because as you can see, you can already see that my noses have like, it's formed its shape, right? Some people do like to still go ahead, so I'm just going to do it just for demonstration purposes, and take the top of it, pinch it down like this until it's flat, and then go right on the center of their nose. And you just want to tap it down like that, and that's like kind of low-key everywhere. But and then I just take the excess of whatever's on my brush and I just put it on the highlighted areas again, and I'm literally like, I'm just dusting it. That's all I'm doing. I haven't added anything. I'm just accentuating certain points. So this is the only time where I would bake. And I literally bake for a minute or two. While I'm baking, I'm going to go ahead into that trio and go into that blush. Why? Because it is so deep, so rich, and that can definitely accentuate your cheekbones that you really want to show. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I'm going into a Real Techniques brush, and this is their blush brush, and I'm just going to apply some on there. Look at that. That color is so freaking beautiful. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it almost directly on top of that bronzer. And so sometimes people are like, oh, you're going overboard. But you got to think about pictures and how you want it to look. You do not have to do all of this, okay? By all means, stop at any point. But I'm just letting you know how you can get your face snatched just a little more, just accentuating certain features of yours. And as you guys can see, I am going all over the place, pretty much the perimeters wherever I put the bronzer. And again, you don't have to do that, but that's just something added and extra that I like to do. Blush, I feel like, has been a trending topic in the beauty industry, and we have definitely adopted it a lot more. We have definitely brought it in more. I love it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and dust everything off. I'm going to use that same big brush. I'm dusting everywhere. Okay. And now I'll be right back. I'm going to do under my eyes, and then we're going to talk some more about how we finish this. Okay, guys, so it's coming together. I'm getting excited. Okay. So next step, and it's the step that I think that matters a lot. I'm not going to say the most, but it matters a lot. And it's not the final step, but it's a step that is very important that I think everybody should take into consideration, especially if you're going this hard and you are fairly new to putting on this much product, or at least in this order, or if your face is looking like this, you're not really like completely sold on it. I would go in with a facial spray. It doesn't have to be a setting spray just yet. And a facial spray is supposed to like kind of give you that moisture back. Whereas setting spray, in my opinion, helps it to set in. So the moisture, you want it back, and then setting spray at the end. Now, you absolutely, again, you don't have to do this. You can use setting spray, okay? Girl, go ahead. Don't even come for me, okay? Use the setting spray. I'm going to use the Mario Badescu setting spray, and it is their facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. And so all you're going to do is spray around your face, you know, dampen it if you will. You are going to use a beauty sponge or beauty blender. Make sure you dampen it first. Do not let it be dry. Make sure you dampen it. And you are going to pretty much just blend in everything all around your face, especially where your nose is, where you've bronzed, any and everywhere. You're going to make sure that they're all meshed together and it looks like your skin. What is the next thing that we're missing here, right? Like, what could we possibly do? The lips. I like to go for a easy nude matte, if you will, lip, and I'm going in with my NYX Cosmetics Club Hopper liner pencil. And I have been loving this Maybelline New York matte ink, and it's in the shade Fighter, and I have been loving this. This is like so freaking pretty. It's just a great color for the fall and for the holidays, and it smells like freaking ice cream and chocolate. Oh, come on, you can't go wrong. It smells like coffee. It smells delicious. It just smells good. Next, what you would do is either put lashes on or, you know, put on some mascara. I still have a few, you know, individual lashes that still trying to stick around, so I tried to do it, but I'm gonna see if I can go around them again and do it again. And I don't want to put lashes on because I don't want these to get snatched off when I'm ready to take it out, because they be hurting and I ain't down for it. I'm just saying. So the last product that I did not mention because I did not do my eyebrows, and I did my bottom lashes and stuff off camera, is the e.l.f. and what is this? This is the Clear Brow and Lash Mascara, and it has a dual end to it because it's for your brows and your lashes. This changes the game, you guys. So for me, I was one of those people like, hey, it don't matter. As long as I know how to do my brows, as long as I know how to do my lashes, it's fine. But what this does is it acts like a primer. So anything that you put over it, or if you put this over it, it just enhances it. So specifically for brows, what I do is I will put this on last. So I'll trace my brows, you know, form it the way I like it, carve it even with my concealer, and then I'll apply this on afterwards, and it just makes it stay in place. Same thing with your lashes. So my bottom lashes, especially if you're having trouble with your bottom lashes, like if you have some puny ones like I do, this wakes them bad boys up. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you guys have any more questions, please leave me a comment down below. Definitely hit me up on my Instagram, Twitter, even anywhere all across the board. It's Tajanelle Shanairi. And yeah, y'all give me a thumbs up if you think I did really good, if you loved this Vlogmas video, if it was helpful at all, and hit that subscribe button for the final seal, because we need you to be rocking with us for the rest of Vlogmas season. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.